In the heart of the desolate Northwoods, where the thick pines whispered secrets to the wind and the air was heavy with frost, lay the tiny town of Silver Thaw. A place known more for its legends than for its people, it was almost completely obscured by snow for much of the year. Locals often spoke in hushed tones about a creature said to haunt the surrounding woods, the Wendigo. It was a spirit born of insatiable hunger, cursed to forever roam the wilderness, seeking the flesh of the living. Sophia had heard the stories growing up, how the Wendigo would emerge during the coldest nights, its gaunt figure prowling through the snowdrifts with hollow eyes and an unquenchable thirst for human flesh. But she brushed these tales aside as mere folklore, her teenage eyes filled with excitement more than fear. This winter, her friends had dared her to explore the woods, to do what no one else had the nerve to do: find the Wendigo's lair. Under the glow of her flashlight and the blanket of stars scattered above, Sophia took a deep breath and stepped into the evergreen cathedral. Her heart raced with an exhilarating mix of trepidation and thrill. The crunch of snow beneath her boots echoed the weight of her resolve, but as the trees closed in, a shiver of unease crawled up her spine. The tales had always mentioned a strange stillness that descended before the Wendigo appeared, where not even the wind dared to wander. Sophia wandered deeper, following her friends' laughter and taunts that echoed through her mind. "We'll see who's brave enough to face it," they had called out at the edge of the woods. Hours passed, and dusk settled over the trees like an ominous omen. The exhilaration waned, and the shadows grew longer and darker. She picked up her pace, trying to locate her friends. Suddenly, the forest fell silent. The chirping of crickets ceased, and the owls that usually hooted overhead went mute. The stillness was palpable, interrupted only by Sophia's quickened breath. She swung around, her flashlight casting eerie glimmers through the trees, revealing nothing more than empty spaces. Her heart thudded as she sensed a presence beyond her vision. And then she heard it, a low growl that rippled through the air, vibrating in her bones. A chill washed over her, making the hairs on her arms stand on end. "Guys, is that you?" she called, but her voice felt small against the vastness of the woods. Dread coiled tightly in her stomach as the growl morphed into a guttural, echoing laugh. Out of the alcove created by two sprawling pines, it emerged. A gaunt figure, impossibly tall, with a skeletal frame draped in matted fur that clung to its sharp, protruding ribs. Its head was twisted, elongated, its sunken eyes glowing an icy blue, fixating on her. The Wendigo. It was all too real. Panic surged, and Sophia turned, sprinting back the way she'd come, heart hammering furiously against her ribcage. Behind her, she could hear the soft padding of its footsteps, almost dance-like, on the snow. Every ounce of her being screamed to run faster, to escape, but with every step, the ground felt more unstable beneath her. She stumbled, landing hard in the snow. Sophia glanced back, breath hitching as those glowing eyes locked onto hers. It stopped, tilting its head in a disturbingly curious manner. Her mind raced, searching for something, anything, that could save her. The stories warned of its voice. If it spoke to you, you would be lost forever. But then, unexpectedly, it spoke. "Why do you run?" Its voice was like ice cracking, sharp and taunting. "We could feast together. Join me." "Never," Sophia gasped, scrambling to her feet. She remembered the one thing that could repel it: fire. She had a small lighter in her pocket. Rummaging for it, she heard the Wendigo's laughter ripple through the trees, shaking the very ground beneath her. "It won't save you. You cannot run forever," it taunted. Desperately, she flicked the lighter, the flame flickering against the swallowing darkness. She brandished it in the air, heart racing. "Get back," she shouted, though her voice faltered. The Wendigo seemed momentarily surprised, snarling as the fire's flicker cast shadows that danced along its murky face. But in that instant of distraction, Sophia turned and ran again, squeezing her eyes shut as she pushed through the treetops. She heard the growl erupt behind her, louder and angled with fury. She felt branches whip against her face, the sharpness of twigs piercing her skin. She could hear it close, too close, and she pressed on, sprinting until she broke free from the forest, tumbling onto the familiar road leading back to town. Stumbling to her feet, she ran towards the clustered lights of Silver Thaw, feeling the warm glow of safety. She slammed into the welcoming warmth of the nearest cabin, clawing at the door until it opened, revealing wide-eyed faces of her friends. They had been sure she was lost, but as she burst through, panting and disheveled, something within her glanced back to the darkness. The chill of the Wendigo's laughter echoed hauntingly in her ears. "You cannot escape me." From that day on, Sophia carried a piece of the woods within her, the feeling of being watched, hunted. The Wendigo's presence lingered in the corners of her mind, an ever-looming hunger lurking just beyond her sight, forever waiting for the night to return. And she would never be the same.